Coco Gauff survives Mboko challenge to advance in Rome. Coco Gauff did not fall into the trap set by Canadian Victoria Mboko, the sensation of the year on the women's circuit. But right up to the end of her 3-6, 6-2, 6-1 second-round victory at the Italian Open in Rome on Friday, she maintained an intense focus. The American knows all too well what an 18-year-old brimming with potential can produce on a big court and the level of stress it can inflict on the higher-ranked player. Fourth seed Gauff struggled in the first set. "I wasn't playing very well, and on the contrary, she was playing great tennis," she said. "I'm glad I managed to reset." The American will play Pole Magdalene, the No. 32 seed, next. Gauff is only the fourth player to defeat Mboko at the professional level this year. The Canadian has won 33 matches overall, but still, maintaining that level for more than an hour is still a skill to be mastered by the young player, whose parents emigrated from the Democratic Republic of Congo in 1999. Mboko extends any rally after pushing Paula Badosa to a third-set tiebreak in Miami, where she also defeated her first top 100 player in Camila Osorio. Mboko no longer feels intimidated by top opponents and didn't hesitate to challenge Gauff. What stands out most in her game is how she extends any rally. Mboko rarely makes errors, even at high intensity. She never overhits the ball, just enough to stay composed, seize the first opening, and, if necessary, disrupt the rhythm with slice forehands. To make her mark on the WTA, she needs to improve her serve, particularly her first serve. But after this experience, Mboko is projected to be at least 137th in the WTA rankings, a leap of 19 spots. In the previous round of the Rome tournament, she won against Italian wildcard Arianna Zaccini, 6-2, 6-3. Roma du D-Day 1000. Other second-round results: Foro Italico, Clay, EUR 6.009, 593. Most recent results first. In the heart of Rome, where ancient ruins stand as testaments to power and perseverance, the clay courts of the Foro Italico staged a modern-day battle just as thrilling. Under the warm Italian sun and the gaze of thousands of eager fans, Coco Gauff, the 21-year-old American tennis sensation and current world No. 3, faced a test of poise and grit against Victoria Mboko, the fearless 18-year-old Canadian upstart with nothing to lose and everything to prove. Though Gauff emerged victorious, the match was far more than a straight-line result. It was a coming-of-age challenge, not for Gauff, but for the young woman across the net. And in the end, Gauff's narrow win felt less like survival and more like a hard-earned escape from a new generation's thunderous arrival. Rome's opening drama, a match with bite. Gauff was expected to cruise in her Italian Open opener. She had the experience, the ranking, and the reputation. Mboko, though promising, was still relatively unknown on the WTA Tour. But from the very first game, the script was rewritten. Mboko came out firing, with fearless ground strokes, laser-focused footwork, and a backhand that sliced through the Roman air like a dagger. Mboko immediately put the American on the defensive. Gauff, known for her powerful serve and unmatched court coverage, found herself caught off balance, battling to hold serve early. By the fourth game, Mboko had broken her, not just on the scoreboard, but in spirit. The crowd leaned in. Whispers turned to gasps. Was the rising queen of American tennis really under siege? The answer: yes. Gauff holds steady in a storm. But champions, real champions, aren't defined by dominance. They're defined by their response to pressure. And Gauff, who's been in the public eye since she was 15, knew better than to panic. She adjusted. She recalibrated. She got to work. What followed was a tense, tactical battle full of swinging momentum, blistering forehands, and cross-court rallies that had even the chair umpire holding his breath. Gauff clawed her way back to even the score, pulling off a clutch service hold and a brilliant drop volley to level the first set at 5-5. From there, she edged past Mboko in a heart-pounding tie-break, taking it 7-6-5, after nearly an hour of riveting play. A teenage storm that didn't let up. Most teenagers would fold after dropping such a brutal set to a top 3 player. But Mboko, she smiled. She twirled her racket. She returned to the baseline and went right back to work. The second set saw her raise her game even higher. At one point, she strung together 8 straight winners, leaving Gauff scrambling. Her unorthodox shot selection, Deep looping topspins, followed by cheeky drop shots, kept Coco guessing. She broke Gauff again midway through the second set and even held a set point at 5-4. The crowd, enchanted by the fearless Canadian, was torn. They loved Gauff, but they were being swept up in something new. But just when it looked like a decider was inevitable, Gauff summoned her inner champion once more. A huge ace down the tee, a forehand laser down the line. Then, a sprint to chase down a dying drop shot that she somehow flicked into the corner. Break back. 5-5. 2 games later, after another razor-thin deuce hold and a forehand return winner, Gauff sealed the match. 7-6-5. 7-5. Respect beyond the result. There was no scream from Gauff, no exaggerated celebration. Instead, she walked straight to the net, embraced Mboko, and whispered something into her ear. Later, reporters asked what she said. Her reply, "I told her she's going to be scary good. Like really scary. I've played champions, and she's got it." For her part, Mboko smiled in her post-match presser. "Coco didn't just beat me. She made me feel seen. The respect was mutual. The connection was real. And for tennis fans, it was one of those rare moments when the sport offers more than points. It offers promise. 2 stories, 1 court. What made this match so compelling was how it told 2 stories at once. In Coco Gauff, we saw the young veteran, still only 21, yet already seasoned, battle-tested, and aware of the weight she carries as a role model and competitor. Her poise under pressure, her tactical intelligence, and her grace after victory reminded everyone why she's one of the faces of modern tennis. In Victoria Mboko, we witnessed a breakout, a flash of the future. This wasn't just a lucky performance. It was deliberate, composed, and deeply skilled. She didn't play like a wild card. She played like a player who plans to stay. Lessons on clay. For Gauff, the match offered crucial lessons in adaptability. She came into Rome chasing her first Italian Open title, and knew that to survive clay season, she'd have to win even when she wasn't at her best. Her serve wavered, her forehand misfired, but her mind stayed sharp. Sometimes it's not about being perfect, she told the press. It's about staying in the fight. I stayed. Mboko, meanwhile, earned far more than a scoreboard could show. She earned belief in herself, from the fans, and from one of the sport's best. "I learned that I belong," she said. "Even when I was nervous, I found a way to keep going. That's what matters." What comes next? Gauff advances to the 3rd round, where she'll face a tougher draw that includes names like Magda Linette and Daria Kasatkina. But after this opening test, she knows she can handle surprises. As for Mboko, expect her name to keep popping up. Her ranking will rise. Her confidence already has, and somewhere in the near future. Maybe on a hard court, maybe on grass. She will have her moment. Rome was just the beginning. Sometimes a match isn't just a match. Sometimes it's a signal. Coco Gauff may have survived a fierce challenge in Rome, but she'd also helped usher in the next wave. She didn't just win. She welcomed the fight. And in doing so, she reminded the tennis world of what makes this sport beautiful. Not just the strokes, the stats, or the standings, but the stories shared across a net, the rise of new stars, and the fire of old ones refusing to dim. Coco Gauff survived the Mboko challenge, but Victoria Mboko arrived, and Rome will remember.